My dog has fleas.
I feel sorry for your dog.
We've done that joke.
Yeah, I know. I still feel sorry for your dog.
I'd have a cat. You know what that is, though, don't you?
No, I don't.
Do you?
No, but Christopher Carr is our next guest.
Exactly.
And he will be able to
knows.
tell us.
I can.
You
I can.
can?
It's
Welcome.
basically if you sing, my dog has fleas, but in tune, of course, which I don't.
Like I did before. My dog has fleas. No, my dog has fleas.
So they are the basic notes of the ukulele.
Yeah, it's a bit like solfa. It's a bit like the do re mi,
Yes.
but for the ukulele. So what you've got is you've got your G, C, E, and A, which we remember as George Clooney eats apples.
Or my dog has fleas.
Well, that's right.
My dog has fleas.
George Clooney eats apples.
Well, that's right. G, C, E, A.
My dog has fleas.
That's the way it goes.
That's it. I learn something
Anyway,
new
sorry,
every day.
all that rubbish over. How long have you been crazy for ukuleles, or ukes as many people call them?
There was a time there where I wasn't crazy about them at all. I had a music shop in Salisbury, and what used to happen is that every Christmas they would have really rubbishy, horrible ukuleles. And we were selling some guitars, and a local company kept coming in and saying, look, you've got to get ukuleles, you've got to get ukuleles. So that was probably 7, 8 years ago. They finally came in. Brought a ukulele in, played Stairway to Heaven on it. My business partner and I were sold in half an hour. Once they explained how the thing is tuned, we were making music within half an hour. And I just went, oh, this is fantastic to teach on. So about 8 years, I'd say.
Well, the Fringe has just been here, and in the past few years there's been a ukulele band, if you like. There's also a couple of groups of ukulele players that sort of play like a choir. Is that the right?
That's
voice of the
right.
band,
Yeah.
or-
Well, we've had a few fairly famous people. We've got the Ukulele Death Squad.
Yes.
They tour the world and won an award here, and then got a grant to go off to the Edinburgh Fringe.
Yep.
And then we have the Wheat Sheaf Ukulele Collective, another fantastic group. There's lots of little uke groups around the place. There's the Ukulele Dream Girl. She's doing some shows. The Fringe is absolutely full of things with
Yeah.
But of
ukulele.
ukuleles, suddenly.
Yep.
It's just because, are they an easy instrument to play?
Well, they are. Okay. When you're playing a guitar, if you wanted to make a C chord, you would need to turn 6 strings into 3 notes, which is quite difficult. You need at least 3 fingers to do it. With this, if you take your 3rd finger and put it at the 3rd fret on the string closest to your feet, okay?
Third finger
There you go. Just
on the 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, and strum. That is a C chord. And then all you have to do is just have to strum in time. C, that's right. So if you strum in time, you can go row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Oh, we've
you
got
go.
it all on this program.
30
I tell you
seconds
what,
you've learned to
music.
play. Well done. Congratulations. Your
I
first
have to
song
go
on
out and
uke.
buy one tomorrow.
Good, good. Everyone should have a ukulele.
What fun.
You know, I never realised that was one chord.
That's it. The same with Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree.
Yeah.
Frere Jacques is an F chord. Frere Jacques, Frere. And it's also the same with the beat goes on.
An F is there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That is exactly right.
Oh, my fingernails are too long.
That's right. First lesson, cut your fingernails with your left hand, but grow them on your right so you can strum.
No, it's out of
That's
tune,
excellent.
definitely out of tune. I love this though. Look at this ukulele.
It's very cute.
Isn't that fantastic? Even the back of it.
Piece of fruit.
It
So a piece of fruit
don't
a day.
speak about me like that.
Piece of fruit a day, keep the doctor away.
Isn't it? Yeah, but they've modernised them because the one I've got's just got wooden pegs that don't
The
always
old-
hold the tune.
That's
very
right. I've got some old ones from Hawaii that are like that. Violin tuners, very frustrating things. These are geared, make it really simple. You can get tuners which fit on your headstock. So people think you've got a great ear, but really what you do is you've got an electronic tuner. It makes it 30 seconds to tune, even less.
Oh, brilliant.
Which is great when you've got a group of 100 people. It's much nicer when they're all in tune.
Yes, and strumming together.
Yes, that's
But
right.
I'm amazed because it's a really pretty little instrument.
It's great,
And
yeah.
I like the
I like
American
this
look
one
there.
too.
Yeah, that's the Texas flag. Yeah, both of those are from a company called Carla, which started in 2005. Really, that's part of the reason why I think ukulele is so incredibly popular. They were they started to mass produce good quality ukuleles for less than $100.
Right.
Whereas before you had to spend $1,000 to get a Hawaiian instrument that actually played in tune. Now you can spend less than $100 and you get a rigid instrument, real tuners, real strings, Italian strings, plays in tune. What more could you want?
I've heard really good players using also, the sound box of the uke to get rhythm and stuff as they're playing. All that stuff, which turns it almost into a mini band.
That's right.
Which is fantastic.
Can I just ask though, because
No, we haven't got time, sorry.
the size compared, yours compared to
He's got a big one.
I've got a big one.
Why?
People always ask about size. Size is important. Okay, this is a tenor size instrument.
okay.
They are soprano instruments. They are tuned exactly the same. There is one in between called a concert. Don't think of it in terms of singing, where we had tenors and sopranos. They're all tuned exactly the same way. It's just that they're bigger. So you get a bigger box, so it's louder.
Yeah.
And more space for your fingers to fit in.
Okay.
So when you're trying to play one of those, it's really hard to squeeze your fingers in. This, you can really sort of spread your fingers out and just sort of makes it quite easy to get those fingers in.
Is it more expensive than the smaller one?
Yeah, generally a little bit more expensive.
More wood, Janice. More
yeah,
wood.
well, that's right. It's a little bit more wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit more expensive, but not a lot.
Now, so I read up on you a bit.
Oh, okay.
And you'd passed some comments about good and bad ukes, and you just commented on that before. Some of them are more or less like toys, really.
That's right, they are.
So just say I'm a parent and my kid seems to want to play something and I just get them a little cheap one because I'm afraid they might break it or they might lose interest straight away. Is there sort of a standard that's good to start with? Is there a starting point?
Yeah, I generally sort of think probably you want to spend about $50 to $60. Sort of look at it that sort of way. If you're buying something that costs, the price of a slab of beer, sort of $30, and it comes from Toys R Us or one of those sort of toy stores.
Plastic, probably.
It's plastic. It's probably not going to be that good.
But if he's only 2 years old,
that's fine.
and I want to buy it for him
That's
to annoy his
fine.
parents.
Which is
As
good.
all grandmothers should.
You should, and a recorder and a drum
Oh, he's
kit.
got a drum kit. I got that for
Drum kit,
Christmas.
excellent. Well done, Jess.
Yes, but it's at my house.
That was your first mistake.
So, yeah,
No,
a
but
little
the
bit of money.
value of a child learning an instrument when their fingers are small, surely this must be great for them long term as well because they've already got that fingering in their head.
Fantastic. I mean, a lot of schools used to teach, I think we all went through recorder.
Yes.
Remember when we were in school and we all
Yes.
had recorders? Now they're all moving to ukulele, which is fantastic. I've got some friends that are writing books for the curriculum for ukulele.
Oh, fantastic.
Because the kids can sing. It looks like a little guitar, so they kind of feel a bit more rock star,
Yes.
which is great. They love that sort of thing. But the fact that they can make a simple little thing and sing along with it,
Yes.
and it's just fantastic that they can get into it. They're inexpensive. And schools I'm selling a lot of ukuleles to schools who are moving away from recorder, thankfully.
My son actually started with the saxophone.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He had the choice, I think, of a couple of things, but he chose a sax, and he was very good too.
It just opens your mind up to so
I think
many
it's
things.
lovely what they offer these days too.
I do remember seeing in the older times, because I'm really that old, ukes that really were guitar size, just 4-string guitar size, that a lot of comedians used to work with. They'd sing their little ditty at the end of their act or whatever. Are they still around? Because I haven't seen you.
They're the baritone ukes, and they were invented by the Favilla Company, I think Chicago or New York.
Just because they're easy to play?
Yeah, Herc Favilla wanted an instrument that he could get kids to play, but realised that the guitars that were on offer were too big and too complex. So he decided to basically just remove a couple of strings. It's tuned like a guitar.
It's 4 strings.
4 strings.
Say, yes.
Yeah, 2 strings are missing, so it's tuned just like a guitar, and it's a baritone. So all of the things that they could learn on that were fully transferable to a large-scale guitar. Arthur Godfrey had a TV program where he would teach you how to play.
Right.
He was a baritone player, wonderful player.
Right.
Yeah, very easy to get into. If you've been playing any guitar, pick up a baritone, 30 seconds.
Wow.
Amazing, isn't it? I mean, some people take to these things really quickly, others take forever. So take up swimming instead. We'll be back in a tick to talk a bit more with Christopher Carr.
Christopher Carr is with us with his ukulele.
And you've got this little gadget on the top to help you tune, which is amazing because as you strum the note, you can see that
The note actually.
the note, just keep strumming A for a minute. Yeah. There you go. And you can see on the little screen there, the letter A.
So it's fantastic. It's electronic. It helps you tune when you want to get a whole bunch of people in tune quickly.
Yeah.
You can learn to tune by ear later. This instrument is very much about getting your hands on. It's like a playground.
Yeah.
It's just sort of, you've got all the equipment there. Just jump in, put your fingers on it, play and see what comes out.
It has got, to me, sort of a Pacific Ocean sound. I don't know. Every time I hear them, I think of waves lapping on the beach and Hawaii. No, you're welcome. All of that old rubbish. But I don't know whether it's something embedded in the brain or I don't know. But it's just got this lovely melodic, soft.
Well, it predates Hawaii, but the Hawaiians they rechristened it ukulele. It was a machete from Portugal. And the Portuguese took it to Hawaii. They started making them, called it an ukulele. King and Queen started playing it, and the Queen wrote songs, the King wrote songs, and whatever the King or Queen of Hawaii were doing, that's what their subjects wanted to do. So it became the national instrument. But it's actually a Portuguese instrument from probably 400 years, maybe
Can you
500.
spell it?
No.
It's ukulele.
Ukulele.
Yep.
Lele.
Ukulele.
Lele, yeah. Which some people say is jumping flea. We never know.
The thing